Hello, welcome to my kitchen once again and on the Hobby's Educational YouTube channel. This is another video you may call, out of the series you may call Don't Be Afraid of Cooking. Because I actually have some rice I cooked 5 days ago, something like this. I kept it in the fridge. Yeah, you can't see it from here. Here we go. Kept it in the fridge, so it still looks good. That's not so much rice actually for a whole meal. And that's why it does not want to close, who cares. Add some vegetables to it. And that's about it after all. So I washed the whole stuff. That's really what I had in the fridge right now. I use this big bowl as a thing for everything, sort of. For cutting stuff in it. It's not so good for your knife because glass is kind of hard, but it's good for your table. Try to place it a bit closer. I see the camera is not on my side here, sort of. Camera angles are always a thing when you just place your tablet computer in the kitchen. Just as some technical detail. Here we go. This one I just, oops, did not work out. Just use the knife. This is something you should be a bit careful. Better place it on the table and cut it out this way. Cutting stuff in your head, in your hand, is not a good idea. But it's a small, how is it called? Pepper? I think pepper since in English. Because we call this pepperoni here. That's the Italian name for this fruit. And I know the Americans use this word for sausages. I guess it was a case of slight culinary misinterpretation there. So if you eat vegan, by the way, you can always eat pepperoni in Europe. You can't do this in the States. Just in case you did not already find out. So anyway, it's a nightshade thing. Personally, I like my stuff quite hot. Therefore, I don't remove all the seeds that well. And by the way, I wouldn't call those seeds really hot. They don't taste at all. There's not much taste in there. So I basically just cut up the vegetables. You might think, oh, that's the tedious part. You have to cut up tons and tons of vegetables. Well, if you cook for an army, this is surely the case. But I'm cooking for myself. And I try to do the whole video in real time. If the memory of the camera is going to last so long. or maybe when I put the whole stuff in the cooker, yeah, I remove a few of the seeds just because they are more straw than anything. So I cut it in a bit smaller stripes. Yeah, that was quite a bit close, but I keep my knives sharp. That means they don't slip off normally. So even if your fingers are kind of close, you still have a better chance that the knife does not slip off because it did already bite into the fruit. So I'm not a professional cook, by the way. Any professional might cringe now anyway. If you have some tips for me, feel free, put them into the comments. So here we go. Then I do about the same with the carrot. Needs a bit more care, it's slightly harder. It's just, yeah, I cut it up roughly. That should be enough. After all, you could eat the whole stuff raw if you want, if you're hungry and don't want to wait. That would work. You just should add some fat to the carrots, or to the meal in general, by the way. I will add a little bit of fat because the vitamins in the carrot aren't very soluble in water. They need some fat, otherwise you can't digest them. It does not make much sense to eat something that way, at least not for the vitamins. So here we go, cut the whole stuff up. Then I'm using some coconut fat here right now. Set my cooker to heat up. You can use any regular stove. I'm just using the pressure cooker right now because it's there. Oops. Half a tablespoon of coconut fat should probably be enough. It got colder, it gets quite hard now. It's the funny thing with coconut fat. It has it's always around the point where it gets either hard or liquid. Normal room temperatures between winter and summer. So I do actually just put the whole stuff into the cooker, fry it for a little bit, including the rice, by the way. So I'm basically throwing everything in. You might add some onions and stuff. I guess I'll leave it to some salt and a bit of pepper maybe, but yeah, there's always, for me there is enough taste actually in this peppers already. I'm quite okay with a mostly unchanged taste. So I guess now you can mostly just hear me. Yeah, I'll give it a try and have probably to edit out some swinging around of the whole picture. Yeah, sort of. I have to move the cooker so you can't see anything inside. No, that's not so easy. Here we go. I'd say the table is not perfectly level anymore. This house is old. So, yeah, you can see what I'm doing in here. Even though it's probably not hard to tell. I just heat it up for a little bit. Guess there's not too much to do. Add a little bit of salt. I already had quite a bit of salt in my rice. That was a bit too much there. So yeah, some pepper, okay. Not too much, but a little bit can't be wrong. What could we do? I'm just looking around my cabinet to see if there's anything more. Ah, this is some, yeah, got a bit dry, that's some onion powder. There is just, yeah, there's not really anything left of it. Ah yeah, here we go. I put it in, and because it's rather old now, I guess something to throw away. Onion powder does not last for too long anyway, it's always something. I had some, yes, that's some dry, some dried, what is it, Knoblauch, garlic, yeah. That never fails, some garlic, some onions. Of course you should add them fresh if you have them. I currently don't. So I just added some thing. I guess that's now fried, kind of. Don't add it for too long. And yeah, I could add some olive oil. Olive oil does not love it when it gets too hot, but now I just have it less hot and I cool it down a little bit and add some olive oil in general, just for the cooking part actually. So here we go. Now I'm closing it, the whole stuff, setting it to high pressure, and I guess stew, and yeah, not 40 minutes, 30, yeah, that's too much. What does stew, what does it have? Vegetables, that's 15 minutes vegetable stew. Ah, that should about do it. Yeah, now it's waiting for 15 minutes. That's what you would do when you're cooking with a regular stove too. So, see you again in 15 minutes. Of course I'm just joking, I'm stopping the camera and then in 15 minutes I will turn it on again. Watching a cooker cook is probably as interesting as watching paint dry, or slightly more interesting but not too much. Okay, see you later. Well, hello, welcome back. 15 minutes of cooking and another 15 minutes of preparing, by the way. So this means I could now open the pressure cooker I always place something on top of the valve and then I did now stew the whole thing in under pressure, so this means it will be pretty well cooked, as I might want to call it. You could probably eat it already if you have it far less mashed up. If you cook it in on the normal stove in normal pressure, that would work too, because as I already said, the rice was already cooked and the rest was or could be eaten raw anyway. So yes, as you can see, it's not mashed up the way you can beyond recognition. It's not just mud, but it's quite well cooked. So let's grab a fork maybe. Oh, spoon should do it. And give it a try. There's some. Yeah, that's quite a good bite with some carrots, peppers and so on. Not sure where I should hold my head so I can see it. That seems to be quite not a problem. I'm sure you want to see my face when I taste this. It's probably, most of it will be too hot. So I give it some time. Far too hot, sorry. I have to add it some more time, that wasn't what I was actually wanting. Yeah, far too hot right out of the pressure cooker. I should have known. At least it's technically possible to know it. Better. And the carrot. Ah, that's perfect then. Cooked. It's nothing hard anymore. Yep. Perfect. Slightly too hot. Not in terms of taste, by the way, but in terms of heat, of temperature. Anyway, thank you for watching and see you later.